About to get straight into this shit, nigga. This gonna be the the code of training day. I don't know if you can hear that music in the background, but this gonna be the code in the training day. Now Denzel represents the shadow self. He represents the shadow part of you, and then the white boy Jake, he represents the Christ. I'ma say this shit again because I don't want you niggas to get it twisted and confused. Jake is himself, the white boy. He has nothing to do with the real energy of what the Christ is. Neither does Denzel really. But as a matter of fact, Denzel he he's more of a realistic thing when it comes to this energy, but it's not based off of one person, like I said before. But yeah, the movie Training Day, that movie wild, man. Like the Christ energy, like at the end of the movie, Jake. A lot of motherfuckers I noticed ain't never mentioned this, but Jake he took Denzel's advice when he was talking about being a wolf, a lone wolf at that. That's why he never took that bag back to the precinct at the end of the movie. He took that shit straight to the crib. I rewinded that shit back and forth, over and over. That nigga took that bag. He took that bag back to the crib. He took that shit back to the crib. That's the Christ energy. Now, the Christ energy, the reason he did that is because you are supposed to set your own laws as an individual for yourself. He didn't go just strictly based off the laws of the precinct, nor did he go strictly based off the laws of Denzel or Alonzo, nor did he go strictly off the rules of Alonzo or the precinct. He took a middle path, basically. And him taking a bus back to the hood to confront Alonzo symbolizes, you on a Christio's path and you got your own laws, but at the same time, it's still rules that you got to follow as a human being. So it's necessary to be conformal in your everyday life or whatever to get a certain amount of work done. That's why after he got off the bus, he went and confronted his shadow self, Alonzo. So they both one and the same. You get where I'm coming from. Light side, dark side. White boy Jake and then Alonzo, which again ain't got nothing to do with the white boy. White people ain't a part of this if they is. They still on their own anyway. But okay, so what else happened in the movie? Um, you got Snoop Dogg being in a wheelchair. That symbolizes trauma aspect of yourself. And Alonzo started, when Alonzo started, when Alonzo started threatening them on giving them 5, 10 years for each bullet, that symbolizes anxiety you have when you have a Kundalini experience. That's why he was paralyzed from the waist down. Snoop character in a wheelchair, he was paralyzed from the waist down, which symbolizes trauma, which is stored in your root chakra, which is in the genitals. Paralyzed from the waist down, basically at the genitals. And then the bullets, they represent potential, they represent power, and your ego is what Alonzo was doing when he was saying you gonna get all these years for all these bullets. That's your ego wants you to be scared or trying to give you a reason to be scared for all this power that you hold within. And then uh when Jake he was just standing there like, I ain't getting involved in that shit. That's the observing part of you. That's what you're supposed to be doing on the inside. You're supposed to be observing these conflicts that you have within yourself. So that's what it is with that. And then the girl and the child that Alonso was dealing with was representing the the hereafter or the great mother and the child or the holy three, the triple three, the number three. It represents Denzel, his child, and his wife, uh, which is the real great mother, great father story. Real, it ain't the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Hell nah. It's the it's the mother, the father, and the child. So when they was in the living room, and then Alonzo put the gun to his lap, that symbolizes, believe it or not, for my this is all based off my perspective as well as based off the research I did. When he put the gun on his lap, He put the gun on Jake lap. It symbolizes it's the drive that keeps you going. It's your power that keeps you going. It's the Kundalini force that brings life to all existence, which keeps you going. That's why the gun symbolizes power, but you overlook that because the gun is something small, but the thing that really usually be the smallest is the most powerful. So that's why he put the gun. He pulled the gun out on his knee, and then Jake woke up out his sleep. So that's what keeps you going throughout your day. That's what it symbolizes. What keeps you going throughout your day. The ego represents the enemy where you don't have control of your mind, and then the hood, the slums that Alonzo and Jake kept going back to just symbolizes Earth in general. Earth itself is the slums. Earth itself is the ghetto. It's always something popping off. Somebody always getting shot. Based off the Gnostics' point of view, that's how they looked at Earth as a ghetto. They didn't say the ghetto specifically, but that's basically what they was talking about. And what else in the movie? When okay, the Sandman, the Sandman, the Sandman. This is the key point. This is a good key point of the movie to understand symbolically, metaphysically, and from a occult view. The Sandman that represents sleep, and this is how I see it. This is how I see it. Sandman is really Alonzo as well. That's why you never seen Alonzo show up in that scene. You're going to rob the Sandman, and then the girl, she already knew Alonzo. How did she already knew Alonzo? You get where I'm coming from? Because Alonzo and Sandman was the same person, and he just went back and took what was his from dealing with when he's not a cop and when he was a cop. When he was a cop, when he was dealing with himself as a cop, he went and took his money that he made when he's not a cop. That's why it's two sides of Alonzo. He's robbing motherfuckers. Then the next thing you know, he's starting to throw motherfuckers in jail because he is a cop. Or who knows? What if he really ain't? What if he just took somebody's badge and put it on, just like in the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What's his name? The old man, he killed that police officer in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He killed that police officer and he just straight up put on his uniform, took his gun, and took his car. That's the same story with Alonzo. And so that's why when he went over to that white boy crib with Jake, the white boy said on the couch, "You ain't no cop," because he really ain't. He just took the initiative to be one without the without society standards saying you gotta sign up for this or that. So him doing that symbolizes the part of you that has confidence and taking the initiative and control and doing what you want to do by just doing it, by not getting initiated by anybody else, but taking initiative instead, self-initiating, self-initiation instead of being initiated by other people. Uh, what else? So then, Alonzo ended up getting killed by the Russians. Him being killed by the Russians. At the end of the day, they make these movies based upon to mind control you. That's why Alonzo got killed in a movie to give you false hope or to really make you depressed, make it seem like you can't make it nowhere. That's why Alonzo, being a black man in the movie, ended up getting killed, and you justify that shit. All right, I was cut off, so back at it. Um, I think I was at where Jake got killed. Oh no, not Jake got killed, but when they went to the white boy house and they got that money out the basement, saying that Alonzo representing part of you that's not conscious but confident. It represents hidden confidence. See, if you really imagine if Jake and Alonzo morphed together as one being, then you will understand that it's one mind put together that you're supposed to have. It's a type of mindset that you're supposed to have. So, uh, so, so when Jake rescued that girl from getting raped by them bums in the alley, that symbolizes real hope in yourself, real faith in yourself, confidence in yourself as well. Uh, and then Alonzo is something that you're not really supposed to neglect. It's something that you are supposed to keep as a weapon. That's it's all energy, so that's why when Alonzo busting them niggas in the nuts with them 2 blocks, nigga, that's taking up for yourself. And so when they got to where the essays was at, this might be kind of like weird or kind of powerful, but I don't know you take it how you take it. If not, I don't know. But from my understanding, I'm not saying they is. I'm definitely not saying they is. But them essays represented the Apollos. Nigga, them essays and what was they at? Hillside or whatever they was. Yeah, them essays at the table, nigga, them niggas represented the fucking Paulos. The Paulos is nigga shit, black folk shit, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. And I remember somebody in the comments in one video, somebody explained the secret meaning of the movie, saying that Alonzo paying them essays that money was really to pay to get Jake killed. So that's really your ego doing whatever it can to make you stay the same, because if you don't follow the rules, if you don't go just based off your ego will just threaten you with death. That's what that symbolized. And yeah, no niggas represent Paulos. You wanna know what the Paulos? You gonna have to watch Bobby Hemming videos and Brother Pennant videos, because they speak a lot about that. And um, what else can I speak on that I ain't spoke of yet based off this movie? So okay. And then when Jake was in a car with Alonzo and he smoked and got high, that symbolizes a higher consciousness. I know based off of dream meanings and symbols, any type of drug basically symbolizes a higher consciousness. That's the whole point of getting high in the first place. That's what the shamans used to get high for in the first place, to reach a higher consciousness. You don't get high just for the fun of it. It's to reach a higher consciousness. That's why Alonzo didn't get high, because when you do get high, your ego shuts down. Alonso also represents the ego, and then Jake, he represents the higher self. Christ consciousness ain't got shit to do with white boy. Ethan Hawke, nothing to do with him. And it's interesting, his name is Ethan Hawke because they're using this as a ritual to put on you to bow down to them for mind control. His name, Ethan Hawke, his last name Hawke specifically symbolizes Horus. They're trying to get the Horus energy for themselves to use, but they can't do it. Uh, so I touched bases on a ground level with this movie, with info, and trying to think if there's anything that I need to say that I left out, because I'm doing this shit with no pad. That's pretty much it. So go watch the movie, see it for yourself. Go study some dream meanings. Study with, look up what marijuana is when it comes to the meaning of it in dreams. I say look up what the meaning of guns are when you have dreams of guns. Look up the dream meaning behind guns. Look up the dream meaning of a doppelganger, because that's what pretty much Ethan Hawke or Alonzo is in a movie. Just two different sides of you. And another dream meaning to look up is a car. Look up what a car is. Alonzo is driving a car. That symbolizes, for the most part, in most of the movie, Alonzo is driving a car, showing you that when you let your ego take control of your life, you see how wild it gets. Just look at the movie. Look at the movie as proof. That shit get wild as fuck. And then I just forgot when they met, when Alonzo met with the white boys at the table and shit. What the fuck do that shit mean? I really don't know. I guess you could say them meeting those white folks at the table. Just it's just your ego just trying to get money all the goddamn time. You know what I'm talking about? Your ego just wants to survive, so it'll do anything it can to not fade away or pass away. That's why he linked up with them, get advice from them to try to get that $1 million so he can stop being killed from the goddamn Russians. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's enough info for you to look for yourself, look into for yourself. Skedaddles, niggas.